Ah, that did not sound good. Oh. Lots of flies. There's some bones. I'm hoping that's not manure. And I'm not hopeful that it isn't. Well, I'm hopeful that it isn't. I'm not confident that it isn't. There are bones down here, and a note. October 22nd, 1899. Naturally, once bled, the product must be scalded, dehaired, and scraped, ready for gambling and evisceration. For this, we pass them through the steam reservoir, which is kept at a constant temperature by passing excess high-pressure venting from the engines via the boiler and the series of large copper pipes into the stone chamber just below the workhouse. At the center of the machine, there is a component that must be kept at a consistently low temperature, which controls the operations of the processing of product throughout the system. Alongside this, refrigeration is of the utmost importance in retaining product quality, and this also requires heat to be removed from certain areas of the machine. Two problems are therefore combined into a single solution: the removal of heat from the same areas and requirement for increased heat in others. Conducting panels draw heat using the principles of convection regulated by the boiler, and sending freezing air along one of the pipes in one direction and superheated vapors in another. So they've really just kind of discovered basic refrigeration, but they're using it to their advantage. Just take heat off the parts that need to be cool and sending it to areas that are cool that need to be hot. So they are really just creating some nasty things down here.
Isn't it dangerous allowing this filthy discharge to collect so close to the core?
We can use the flow to drive the turbines. There will always be a torrent of excreta flooding through these tunnels. We can use this to supplement the steam production and ensure constancy.
God, the stench! This fecal matter is the true product of the age.
I gotta admit, for as just vile as this entire place seems to be, they're actually quite smart with the way they use it. The flooded tunnels. My mysterious friend is correct. The sewers are indeed flooded. To descend further, I will have to find the local sluice pumps to drop the water levels. The smell is almost unbearable. It makes me gag. Why should the saboteur have flooded the tunnels, though? What did he hope to achieve? Well, making me gag, for one. An entire pool of just bile and bodily fluids and fecal matter. This is quite unpleasant. But like I say, what? What? Oh, tell me there's not going to be another invisible creature in the water. What is that floating down there? There's something floating down there. They all float down here. There's something floating over there. Seems there's something horrifying in the bile. For any of you who've played the first Amnesia, there's a very horrible section where you're in a flooded room and there's a creature, and the only way you can see it is its footsteps tromping through the water. It was probably one of the most scariest parts of the game, just because you could not see it coming after you except for the movements of the water. So are those just bile chunks? Where I guess fecal matter has amassed. fact that this seems to still be flooding makes me wonder if things are still active. Why does it have an electrical current? I'm not gonna stick around. I'm hoping it's trapped down there, but I get that odd feeling that I'm gonna have to get near it. I'm gonna head this way. Or... oh no. I can hear it snuffling. Passage down that hall. Looks like it goes off to the side. Right, oh. Lantern going off. Don't know if I'm going to be able to see anything if I peer around. I can see nothing. Door I can't open. Just looks like that tunnel's flooded even more. It sounds like it's off to my left, so... Alright, if it's off to my left... it's hard to tell down these hallways. These hallways don't seem to make sense. This place changes. Oh no, I hear something. Am I in another section? Lower. I think that's where I need to get to. But it's flooded. And there's the whatever. Oh, are you kidding? Oh, I'm not stepping in that. Especially not with whatever that is running around. Another pig mask. How did that even get in there? Right. Turn my lantern off every time I peek around a corner initially, just because I don't know what I'm gonna see. Right. So we see, yeah. Wait. Are we in a different place? It looks like we've skipped an entire section. Because we were there, but it looks like we've skipped all the way down to here. So, okay, we're in the underside of the factory. So we've just dropped down into the... no phone? Phone in here, but it's not going to ring. Alright. August 1st, 1899. Several of the older forms have breached the containment area and escaped into the sewers. They remind me of my limitations. This is no... Shelm? And I am no Elihu. I'm probably horribly mispronouncing these, and it's probably obvious to some. At least, not quite yet. It is the heat generated from keeping the doorway between open that is to blame. We cannot simply pack them in. We cannot simply pack them about with coolant, as we do at the center where the doorway is. The later versions are kept safe by the freezing temperature of those towers. Up there, the air is hot and fetid. They become overheated, and their duality tears them asunder. As the other place flies from their cells, and their vitae splinters. They live sporadically, torn from one world to the other and back again in violent, unpredictable bursts. For a few seconds they are creatures of this world, then they are torn away and cease to have physical form. This vicious ripping back and forth between worlds has driven them quite insane. I have ordered the affected areas sealed and will not allow my loyal workers to enter. These are damned places now, the abode of failed experiments, ghosts of fear and spite. Alright, so I guess that is what we are seeing splashing around in all that muck. It's these creatures that are just have, you know, gone back and forth between the living and dead. So we do have ghost creatures to work with, unfortunately. So we need to get one of the sluices dealt with. And the phone rings. Always when I'm doing something. Always the phone.
Faster, Mantis. Drain the waters. Open the way to the bilge pumps. We are waiting for you.
This is we. Don't tell me to go faster. I'm going as fast as I can. Get that bad feeling I'm just gonna walk down here and one of the creatures is gonna be here. Alright, so we've drained one of the sluices. But we still have another to deal with. Sluice gate number 2. Alright. So you're the creature that got out, is now living and dead. But once we open that sluice gate, that probably means it's gonna be loose. And there's still that one creature to deal with. Still down that way. Alright, that's the way back. Wait, there's light flickering down there. Is it coming this way? Oh dear, it's coming this way. It's now walking. I can't see anything. I can just hear it. Right, so... Did it move? Has it gone away? Not even a way I can get through here anyway. So it was trapped behind bars. I couldn't have done anything. Right, so where has it gone though? I'm still just sneaking about. Okay, this is open now. So we should be able to get down here. But this could have opened the way for one of those creatures. Does my lantern flicker? Kind of hoping they're just strictly limited to roaming around in the gook, but this is gate number 2. Okay, so this... I guess this area is going to get flooded once I open the gate. So this is gate 1. So this is the original area I was in, right? Is this way? It is not, well, said they were driven mad, so right. I'm now back up here. There's a crazed pig creature running about. Okay, so that side's open now. What do I hear? That thing running around down the muck. We've got a pig monster running around. Afraid as soon as around that corner, it's just my lantern's gonna flicker out and... Oh, there's a phonograph here.
But we can save them. We can set them free. We can replace a rotten old world with a clean new one. Mr. Landis, you sound every bit the fanatic. Well, how can I be otherwise, Professor? How can any man of ethics simply stand by and watch this world drown in its own excrement? And your engineer, this visionary with whom we were embarked upon this course, does he share your views? Indeed he does. Indeed he does. The poor fellow has seen it all before. Now, this is not the first great civilization he has wept for. And so you set about things immediately upon your return? Naturally. These things cannot be left to rot upon the tree. And sponsors were remarkably easy to find. I tell you, Professor, a trail of greed brings rich men to your door like pigs to truffles.
Noticing a bit of a reoccurring theme here. Okay. I heard that creature. Not the one in the water, but the other one. So that, considering sluice gates and everything else, I was right. That is absolutely excrement. Let's just keep on. Keep on keeping on. Sounds like it's off to the right. Not getting through there. Sounds like it's just snuffling though. It's not actually walking. Oh no, something opened. Something opened, but it has gone on. Alright. That looks okay, that looks like the next room. The next sluice gate. Another note. Yep, that's the other sluice gate. Get to that. There we go. February 17th, 1899. And as I said, "Look, my darlings, can you see it?" And they said, "Yes, Daddy, yes, we see it. A tall weathered cap of a steep-sided pyramid. So like those of Egypt, stone falling away from the summit, vines crawling about intertwining the stucco serpents that thrive about the steps. A palpable sense of stillness, a weight forgotten. And this, here, this is where the king sat, and this is where the priest lived. This house, this is the house of the dead, and here, where the sun strikes, this is where they threw the hearts that were not consumed. No, my darlings, they most certainly were not savages. You see, they believed that the sky could fall on their heads, and they truly, truly believed that offering blood was the only way of stopping this from happening. Perhaps, my darling, perhaps they were mistaken altogether, or perhaps their tragedy was that they could simply not spill blood enough to prevent the sky from falling upon them. So maybe their beliefs were a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, we're about to open the second sluice gate. which is probably going to let that creature in. So, here we go. The gates are open. We should be able to reach that vault now. That vault door. It's just another sealed room. Alright, another journal. Mandus. Post-Diluvian. That's done it. Now I can enter the strange decontamination chamber once again and move onwards. The waters are pushed back, making the way to the bilge clear, where I can divert the remainder of this filthy torrent back into the Thames where it belongs, and clear a path to the center of the machine. Oh, you simple fool, it's never going to be that easy. Never that easy. So I'm wagering we'll probably be able to wade in the muck. But we'll be able to see it coming after us. I'm stepping in goo just to stay away from it.
That's it, Papa. You're so near now.
No, we're able to get right there. Let's go. Vault 101. It's like the same passage system as before. Throw that switch. Need to turn this on. No, not yet. We have to close that door. Door's closed. We throw the decontamination switch. Smells like cherries. Alright. Turn it off. Or not. And we open the other door. And drop the switch. I said drop it. There we go. And into the next area we go.